Hey guys, Fizzle here with an especially serious rant today. This one's going to be on suicide, my opinions on it, and it's going to get a bit personal, and it's a topic I've got very strong feelings about, so if you don't want to hear it, then don't watch the video. I think, regardless of what the situation is, what reasonings there are behind suicide, that it's fucking stupid in all cases. I understand that there's people that have hard lives, no shit. I understand that people don't like living. But what I really understand is that some people believe suicide is the answer to their problems. I understand that too well. What I don't understand so much is why. When I was a kid, I felt suicidal. I've been depressed just about my whole life. And I've had a very flawed upbringing with an emotionally unstable mother and a junkie father. And though my dad argued that he had it much worse than me, I suffered a bit of physical abuse and an abysmal amount of emotional abuse growing up. And on top of that, my younger brother was severely autistic and violent, and I was often left struggling to take care of him. I thought of offing myself on a regular basis throughout my early teens, maybe on some off chance that there is such a thing as an afterlife, and I don't have to live another moment here. But one day my mom beat me to it. I ran down the stairs to see what the commotion was, and my dad was shoving a pen to the back of her throat trying to get her to throw up the pill she'd swallowed, and she was just barely conscious, spouting gibberish. It was one of the worst experiences in my life, and from then on, I could never consider suicide ever again. She attempted again after promising me she would never do it again, and eventually she murdered my brother and killed herself by hanging. You could probably find it online if you just search Angie Robinson. There's a bunch of articles on the incident, though I'm probably going to do another video covering that and the accuracy of those articles and give my insight on them. But anyways, my dad said suicide is selfish. This is something he told me throughout my childhood. He's a dumb fuck. Suicide isn't selfish. It's just cruel, you know. It only hurts the ones that love you and care about you. So doing it to spite someone is fucking dumb. That brings me to cyberbullying. You know, that Ann Hero kid who killed himself over a stolen iPod, or that girl who killed herself because someone said mean things to her online.
She fucking kills herself! True story, some idiots went blah 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 and she went and she ran off and she mutilated her own body until it was dead. And you know why she did it? She said in her suicide note it was to make them feel sorry, okay? To make them sorry they made fun of her.
Do you think that guy who stole the iPod is upset about it? Fuck no. What about the kids who cyberbullied that girl? Fuck no. But you know who is upset? The friends and families of these people who killed themselves. You know, if you value your own life that little, that you would kill yourself because someone said a mean thing to you on the internet, it's hard for others to value your life either. People are going to think I'm mean for saying this, but it's the hard truth.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a great shame. And we're all very sorry that Uncle touched you in that nasty place. But you get some of my sympathy, but your self-pity gets none of my sympathy, because self-pity is the ugliest emotion in humanity. And get rid of it, because no one's going to like you if you feel sorry for yourself. The irony is we'll feel sorry for you if you stop feeling sorry for yourself. Just grow up.
Now, in the case of my mom, of course, she had different reasons, some of which people might argue are valid and were unavoidable. But I knew my mom and I talked to her every day. I'm agnostic and she was a Christian, and where I only believed in logic, she believed in spiritual stuff and signs and what have you. She thought I was depressing for my lack of a belief in an afterlife, but I feel the opposite, because that's what motivates me to keep going now, despite the shit that's happened in my life. Whereas a lot of people have I've been to therapy, and the therapist said, I've never heard anything this crazy before. And I'm not sure how you can go on. the way you do, and you know, I've had Azurite Reaction told me like I'm surprised you're not a murderer after like that sort of stuff. But yeah, I honestly think that that I am pretty much over it now for the most part. That's why I'm finally doing this video. I had it planned since the incident occurred, honestly, but here I am now. Anyway, she was at the doctor like just weeks prior or a week prior, and the doctor gave her a month's worth of antipsychotics for my brother, despite her previous suicide attempts, which I'd imagine would have to be on file. And she saw that as a sign that it was time for her to overdose my brother, fill the house with gas, and hang herself, all because someone put that malarkey in her head at some point. I don't think suicide should ever be an option, regardless of what you believe, because you know this life is real. It's a fact. When it gets that bad, I just fight harder, and if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging, and I wish more people had that mentality nowadays. It seems like we've got a generation of quitters, when back in the day we had heroes who fought long and hard to give us the freedom to literally kill ourselves for any reason whatsoever. You can find beauty in life regardless of how shitty your life is. Self-pity is toxic any way you look at it, and though it can be hard to avoid, I know I've felt it creep up on me at times, and it's an amazing feeling to overcome it. And you'll probably find people will respect that, and will respect you a lot more, ironically, if you care about yourself that much. It's not arrogance. It's healthy to fight to overcome these feelings. It's certainly more healthy than self-pity. Anyways, I guess I just want to chime in on the matter. There's been a few other people who have done really good rants on suicide, which I completely agree with. Like Azurite Reaction, he pretty much stated very similar things that I have. But I just figured, due to my like personal experiences with the matter, that I should give my insight on it. And yeah, to anybody else who's experienced that sort of thing, you know, I really feel for you, and I hope this rant was a bit of a help. I know I'm not a very loud person, but yeah, I kind of figured this is a serious enough subject where it probably helps people for me to just talk through it instead of like screaming like some ranters do. Yeah, anyways, I think that's all for this video. I'm probably gonna do a few more videos on similar things. Definitely not gonna be my last video. But yeah, maybe I'll get on to more happier things. I just felt the need to talk about this one now, since it's honestly one of my most pressing issues in my life, and one of the biggest things, one of the worst things I've had to encounter in my life. And yeah, it's really awful, and you know, if this video helps some people, then that would be really great. Anyways, I think that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys are awesome. Bye.
Like, suicide is just not a bad idea. It's not a good idea. No. Okay, that was so wrong. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Because here's the thing. Suicide, once you have done it, that's it. It doesn't matter if you believe in an afterlife or not, because once you've committed suicide, there's no fucking way to affect this plane of life anymore as you are. If you believe in reincarnation, then you're fucking gonna be somebody else. You won't be able to affect anybody's life that you were involved in before. If you believe in an afterlife, then you can't come back down here and affect that life. If you believe in nothing, then you fucking just die just like I did, and that's it. So there's no point in committing suicide, ever. No matter how bad your life may be, no matter how much torture you may be in, it's like there's always the possibility for things to get better. Even if I were blind, paraplegic, and deaf, and had no way to have kids, I would still not commit suicide because there's still the possibility that I might end up writing a book that can make other people happy or something else of that sort.